One of the most important things that we do before a class is prepare for a class, and that's through a lesson plan. Typically that'll be on a piece of paper. We're going to magnify it here on a whiteboard. Okay, we're going to take tomorrow's workout and we're going to break it down and we're going to show how we develop a lesson plan for the day. And this is needed before you come to every single class. Helps you prepare for the workout, break down what you're going to coach, and plan for any unforeseen circumstance, right? Tomorrow's workout is 5 rounds of 3-minute on, 2 minutes rest. Athletes will perform 10 thrusters, 200-meter row, and then with remaining time that's left over, max thrusters, rest 2 minutes, cycle that for 5 times. Let's start our breakdown here. We know we have 25 minutes of total work time. The stimulus is we have interval sprints, high intensity, high heart rate, and this is going to be a mental and physical grind. So we need to prepare for that, prepare our athletes for that. That's where we're going today, okay? The goal, the 10 thrusters should be unbroken, the first batch, and should be sub 30 seconds. And that will kind of help them think as far as loading down the line. The 200-meter row should be able to be accomplished sub 50 seconds. In thinking about that, we'll probably do a time trial in our lesson plan today. That leaves a minute 40 left over to do work at the remaining thrusters. At the minimum, we should be able to get 10. Okay, we're factoring in fatigue here, 15 plus. If we add those up, athletes today are looking at 100 to 125 plus thrusters total. Okay, keep that in the back of your mind, right? Adjusting. First thing you do is the load. Is the volume appropriate? Maybe something like 75, 55. Newer athletes, maybe just the barbell. We could tweak the distance on the row to be 150 to match where it's sub 50 seconds. We see our athletes losing the intensity. And then if an athlete can't squat or press, it'll be case by case, and we kind of take that more out on the floor, or if we know that ahead of time, and we'll make an appropriate adjustment based on the week that we have. Okay? So this is the first groundwork that you must lay. Okay? Then your template looks like this. 0 to 60 minutes. Your first 5 minutes is going to be your talk at the whiteboard explaining all of this. Your last 5 minutes is for the cool down and any mobility work. So we work backwards now. So knowing the workout's 25 minutes, we also need to factor in logistics, right? It's a Saturday. We have 8 rowers that function. We could tweak this where we'll probably offset them, on the minute or something of the sort. And that's going to be really important for the pace. So we plug in the 25-minute workout here. We're going to start the workout at minute 27, which takes us to minute 52. That gives us about 3 minutes to clean up, break our bars down, wipe our rowers, and let's get our total thrusters on the board. We would begin to work backwards. Before the workout starts, we always allot a 3 to 4 minute bathroom break. We try to keep it, more on the 3-minute side with a rolling heats today. We could probably make it a 3-minute bathroom break. So 24 minutes, and we kind of just write pee break, right? So this time here from 5 to 24, we need to break down the row, probably do a dry run, break down the thruster, get that prepared, but before all of that, perform a general warm-up to get our athletes ready for the day. All right, so now we have what we're gonna do to break down the thruster and the row specifically. We'll start with the thruster. We're gonna review the thruster points of performance, give them a little visual. They'll have gotten their empty bars out. We'll have them perform 5 pause front squats, 5 pause push press. I asked myself, how long is that gonna take? This is gonna take at least a minute, right? All of that. Then we do group pause thrusters, halfway down, all the way down, halfway up, all the way up. And I'll probably have them do that for 5 or so into maybe 3 more at full speed, another minute. Then we're going to give them 2 minutes to add the load and do 5. And this is a really important time to check in on your athletes, make sure they're doing the movement correctly. So if somebody is doing a weight when you think they should throttle back or maybe do a little bit more, this is the time. You are the eyes. Most of the time, you can get in there and help them really make the correct choice for this piece, okay? So I factor in how much time is this all going to take, 2, 3, 4. So the thruster portion is going to take me 4 minutes to prep, okay? Then we talk about the row, and we review the quick points of performance on the row. Being really quick here because the main bulk is in the thruster today, right? But we do want people to be rowing fast and efficient. Reviewing the points of performance and having let's say 3 heats go through a time trial that needs to be sub 50 seconds. This is going to be 3 minutes, give them a goal pace. So add this in here. We're looking at 4 minutes to prep the row. So between these two here, we're at 8 minutes. We deduct 8 minutes from my 24, and that puts me at 16 minutes. So from 5 to 16 is the time I have left now to do a general warm-up, a weighted warm-up, and potentially a mobility. In the time that we have left, we have 11 minutes. That allows me to know how much time I have to do the general warm-up. I'm going to throw in a weighted warm-up, and I will have time to do mobility. Okay? And looking at my general, we're performing a squat and an overhead. The row is obviously going to get them extra warm throughout the workout. So we're going to hit a 2-rounder of 20 groiners, getting the hips and the quads, kind of the single side of the body prepared. 10 bootstraps, get the hamstrings, the lower back. And then 10 push-ups to a T rotation, gets the chest, the shoulders, and gets a little stability in there. So they'll go through that twice. That starts the process of getting the body generally warm. Then we would move into a weighted warm-up here, which is going to be 10 goblet squats, 5 single arm press, and I'll make it an Arnold press to get more of the shoulder involved. And we'll do that, that'll be per side, and we'll do that for 2 rounds. Last little weighted piece here will be 5 single arm thrusters per side, and this helps me kind of see who's pressing early, who's hitting full range on the squat, and it challenges the core a little bit. So I plug in my time here. This should take 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, that's 6 minutes. So that takes me to 11. That gives me about 5 minutes to do mobility. We obviously know they need to grab out equipment. Performing a lot of thrusters today. I want to make sure that my athletes are open through their hips, and the best bang for the buck is going to be the couch stretch. So I would probably split them into groups, pair up, partner 1. You're going to perform a 1 minute couch per side. So that right there is 2 minutes, and I need another mobility. I'll probably grab a lax ball, working on the shoulder, make sure that they're feeling good to go overhead in their thruster. So 1 minute lax ball, we'll say the delt per side. So that's my 4 minutes here. That gives me 1 minute for them to kind of grab out their equipment. Takes me right up to 15. And this is how a lesson plan is done. You start at the top, know what you're after, plug in your befores, put the workout in, how you're going to coach those movements, plug in your warm-up to target getting warm for the day, weighted to amplify that if you have time, mobility. And this is something we do every single day, non-negotiable before we start a class at Railroad CrossFit.